Hi guys, I'm Mahmoud.
Julian.
Echo.
We are from Pektis Studio, and today we want to make a video to show you, share with you our top 5 games, anticipated games from Essen. I think we're gonna go straight up one by one, starting from 5 to the top of our list, and we still don't know what.
Each other's quite interesting.
Exactly.
Because we all have like completely different tastes. Like,
Sorry.
especially us with Julian. Julian's list is like on its own separate platform.
Yeah.
Like it should go somewhere else, I think. But
Maybe we could
I'm
say
interested to see.
me. It would be more for
Julian, I have zero
Okay, let's
clue
talk about like what kind of preference that we're usually drawn into a game. Like, Julian is usually, you can talk.
Yeah, I would normally have like historical war games and stuff like that, and things I didn't put on the list because I know it doesn't make sense because it will take too much time. Yeah, war games, strategy games, history games.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know us, we have our own publishing Pektis Studio, and
We're in Essen.
we're in Essen, this Essen, with our own game, Wanderlust, Discover the
Our
World.
own booth.
Yeah, our own booth.
Like we didn't rehearse at all, but
Yeah.
We
our
are.
own booth.
Where are we?
I think Mahmoud doesn't remember in his head, but basically our hall is at number 5. It's our booth is a 5L115. We're also gonna read it in the edit later when we finish the video, so you guys can check us out or say hi.
Yeah,
Yeah, come over.
Yeah, that would be great.
yeah. But basically, what I wanted to say is that Julian is the one who really likes very deep strategy or realistically
Accurate
logical games, yes. And I'm very personally curious about his list. Me and Echo, on the other hand, are more
Quirky, like what are we here doing? What are we doing here?
you'll find a lot of mainstream games, I think, in ours as well.
I think maybe I have more mainstream than you, but in general, I am more interested in a bit Euro. I mean, according like compared to Mahmoud, a bit more Euro. I don't mind Excel sheet, but what I like about mechanism wise, I like the chaining combo or tableau building or some kind of you create something at the end. It's getting more and more that kind of thing. Although one of my games is like, why are you here kind of thing, but we'll see. Okay, and then Mahmoud.
Finally, I am, I think, a bit more Ameritrash than Euro, or hybrid, I would say. Yeah.
Like.
And
Your theme is very important.
Theme is important.
Like if I give you a dry Euro and you're like detached from
it's
reality.
hard. I can try to see the mechanics, but for me playing the game, the theme and the art makes a huge difference as well. And engine building is the keyword.
We will see that it's not the case for me.
Yeah.
The engine building game that Mahmoud has.
Yeah.
All right, so
So what we're going to do is we tell our top 5.
Yeah.
We're going on from 5 to 4 down.
just mind you guys,
Yeah.
this is a list of narrowed down from 1,100 or at this point might be 1,200 games. So we did our homework a little bit, but we can't talk too much because it's all together 15 games. Include Julian also has an honorable mention. Maybe you want to.
Nah, only one, by the way. It's okay.
Okay, now let's start with our proper.
Mahmoud. Mahmoud's top 5.
So number 5 is the intermission.
Ba ba ba.
So my number 5 anticipated game this year is actually a reprint.
That doesn't count. Motion.
Why?
No, it counts.
Okay, reprint of what?
I think it's quite different. It's Project Gaia. And
What,
this
Project Gaia or Gaia Project?
no, it's Project Gaia.
Okay, can you show us? We're gonna edit the photo later on.
You will see.
So you will see
Yeah,
how it looks
exactly.
like. It's just this is for us.
That's all.
Okay, you can.
I saw this one.
This is
the cover.
26 players. 6 players. That's a lot of players. Okay. Okay, then what is it about?
yeah.
And what is the?
So I'm actually starting to
In total, it's on the wish list in BGG on 6 people, including Mahmoud.
including me. No, actually, I think
And single digit number 6.
Yes.
I think I did a mistake. I think this is not related to the Project Gaia one. But
What
it's
is this
actually
then?
quite
I mean,
different.
but are you interested in this one?
I am very interested in this one by itself. I mean, this one because it looks like a pure classical Euro. I thought that it is actually part of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us a
Project
little
Gaia.
bit about it then.
Well, this is again, it's set in this theme of saving humankind, which is the Gaia project. I think it's related to it.
Yeah.
Where each of you have your own engine, sort of speak, that you also
Like terraform, Mars,
Yeah,
sort of feel.
kinda,
I see like
kinda.
the central globe. Earth in the middle.
but this, I would say, this is the Euroist one on my list.
Yeah, this feels very Euro.
And it was I was actually hesitant between this one and another one, but maybe we'll make another list later for the games that didn't make it to the top 5 list. But yeah, quite looking forward to see actually this one, the demo for this
But
one.
what is the mechanism then?
Well, it's resource management, and it has a bit of engine building, although it's not written as one of the main mechanisms in it. Yeah, and point collections at the end as well.
Okay. So I assume it's one of those collecting VPs.
Yeah,
Euro.
yeah, but looks quite interesting the way that they have it. Although the art is not really my style.
It's in space. I'm like in sci-fi. It's not at all my thing.
That's actually You don't have.
Oh,
to.
God.
I don't have any.
If you would have done the
like
list with
Race
us, you would have seen there's like 500 games
Yeah, with that.
with science fiction this year.
I feel like every year there is one team that comes and takes
Sci-fi and pirates, I would say.
Pirates, and also now a lot of nature game because of the metal or kind of
since Arc Nova and then Earth and then exactly.
So yeah. All right. So
So that's my number 5.
Mine, well, when Echo will see it, she will say, "Wow, my eyes." But
do you first of all, do you want to talk about your honorable mention?
okay,
first?
my honorable mention is Hegemony. Yeah, which is like
Sorry, what?
Hegemony.
It's a political board game.
political game. It will have the whole table.
It takes 6 hours.
You have to, it takes like 6 hours, but I saw a part of a let's play.
Okay.
And but I didn't put it on the list because I will not buy it because nobody will play it with me. So if somebody lives in Frankfurt.
No, you know what? I'm interested in this game. I'm not interested in playing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just interested in how are they approach this topic.
I mean, you make decisions, you make the economy, it's not.
So you play as a leader, and then you decide how your society or economy gonna go, or choose which.
It was late. It was 3 o'clock in the morning when they played. So yeah, but my first game is Carlo Linghi, which is here. And if I could see that, I know it will. So what is it about? Karl the Great, of course, everybody knows Karl the Great.
I mean, we know him, but just remind us.
Karl the Great was like the guy who unified in the 18th century whole Europe.
Okay.
So, and after he died, his son Ludwig came to power, and after that, everything started. He bring us actually, the big letters.
See,
Our letters and the
okay.
small letters.
Capital
It's
letters.
called capital, minuscule, and majuscule. So he made the letter system in Europe. That's why
It's pretty hardcore right there.
I studied that.
Is he German?
No, it's French. It's everywhere.
Okay.
All families in Europe actually are based on him.
Okay.
So, and Karl the Great died, and after his whole empire, which went from France and Spain till Bavaria. So it was whole Europe, mostly. And when he died, his son Ludwig became to power, and he screwed it up. So now you are one of the grandchildren of Karl the Great. And of course, you try to take the piece of cake out of the big empire, so everything falls apart, and you try to be.
I'm sorry. So what's the game about?
So what's the game about?
You're one of the sons.
Ah,
Do you have a board of
Yes,
Okay.
I will come to that. I just explained it.
okay.
So it will take
Okay.
about 3 hours, not so long.
How many players?
How many
Up to
play?
6 players. You can play
Okay.
up to the one of the 6 grandchildren. He will have more, but and So what is it about? So you have a big map, and this is like the map. It looks like Europa Universalis, if somebody knows it.
Concordia.
No. So you have a big map, and everybody plays on the map. So here you see France, the
So more
different
like
parts,
Shogun?
Burgundy, the regions, Bavaria, Italy, everything was, and everybody plays one part of it. And you have different. It works like you have different actions, and the actions can give you money.
I am loving that player board.
Oh, you have
Love, right?
the player
No
board
shade of that.
looks like this.
Oh my god!
Okay, so what do you do exactly?
So actually, you see on the player board, you see these little tokens, and you put the tokens and the X's in.
Is this a prototype?
No, it's not. You put it in a big black bag. Everybody puts that in, and then you're drawing.
Is this war like the way to combat?
I will
Probably,
explain.
yeah.
Because that would be like Shogun, but instead of the bag, they have the tower. Like it's also
Maybe, I don't know. And
Yeah.
so you have different actions. You can generate money, something
Okay.
like money, or you can take influence. And influence is more like you have.
But it's basically area control.
Yeah, it's area control, fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
put units on the map, and then you have to fight with the different units. And if you have battles, then you get victory points. I
Okay.
think of every 4 battles you get 1 victory point if you actually won one. So, but you have like famine.
Famine.
So and that's
So you have to feed.
yeah, you have to you have like a maximum quantity of units you can have on a field,
Okay.
It's a
and
limitation.
for that you can take influence to
okay.
hire that,
I got it,
and then
okay.
you can
Interesting.
develop your country so you can have more. And yeah, actually, what you're trying is that as one of the grandsons of Karl the Great, you keep the biggest part of power.
Yeah.
In the
but
country.
I mean the theme is actually great.
They
The
actually have
history is
different,
great.
and you see this little tokens.
Yeah.
There are different ways. You can have a peaceful way to win. So you're in total, you have different
Oh, that's
scenarios.
interesting.
Yeah, you can. There's not one way.
Is this like you announcing what your intentions are to other players in a
Yeah,
way?
and you have different scenarios. The bottom you can see the years here, and the years are how many years do you play actually.
Okay.
And every year is separated in 4 seasons, and for seasons you can
It's 3
max.
digits.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
oh my
it's
God.
very Shogun.
And you can every season I think you can play up to 2 actions, but you never actually can play so much. Yeah, but that's it.
You see, Julian is well prepared, and ladies and gentlemen, to watch our list, you got a history lesson. That's just
Yes,
the bonus.
I have a history lesson for everybody. Yeah, that's it. Carolingi, Karl the Great
That is
grandfather.
number 5.
Number
Yes.
5. Okay.
All right, so it's my turn. My number 5, another mainstream game. I should have backed it, but I know this game will get funded anyway, so I didn't feel like they needed my help because they're the very famous company. So, my number 5 is Scholars of the South Tigris.
Short.
I think I showed you before. It's by Garfield Games, one of those typical drawing from Michio, the art. And then basically what you do is a dice placement sort of manipulation game. What different it is that, I mean, personally, I really like dice placement better than worker placement. I feel like the way manipulating it is added another layer of strategy and kind of thinkiness. And what you do in this game, basically, the theme is not that important for me. You see, it's like a typical Euro board. You have like a giant Excel sheet in the middle. You can choose which action you want to advance. But what is different in this game is that you have so many different colored dice, and each dice is corresponding with different walker.
Okay.
So say that you have, and we're talking about, and also this game is somehow added in the color aspect of it, which means if you have a dice of a, let's say, white, I don't know, a primary color of one colored dice and then primary color of another one, when these 2 dice put it together, you can create a secondary color of the dice, which you're creating a different
So
walker.
you're manipulating dice according to color theory?
Also color theory and the pips of it. So each dice has its own color and its own walker, and the walker itself has, of course, different color walkers that can do different things.
Okay.
But the secondary walkers, what I understood, they can do other things that primary color cannot do.
And what is it about?
You're asking about history. Okay, so basically, I wrote it down. Let me just read
Has
it
to
a
do
bit.
something with Iraq, I guess.
What is the capital of Iraq?
Baghdad.
Yes, correct. So I wrote it here that the games, you're working for the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Okay? And your goal is to track down the most exotic scrolls. You're trying to hire scrolls. Like those translating scrolls, trying to understand one language to another language, although I don't really know. They're ignorant of me which language they need to translate from one to another. Maybe
If it's Baghdad, then might be depends on the
I
time.
know there's
Arabic,
Persian,
yeah, that's in
Persian, and then there's another one start with T, but I don't know which language is it. It's like in a very early age. Also, those 3-digit number AD ones, but I don't know.
Same. That's even older. No, 80 is.
But for me, I don't really interested in theme. It's just I really do like dice placement, and also I feel like I've never seen a game that they're trying to create a different action you can do when 2 dice put it together. You create a different worker. So yeah, that is my 5th game, Scholars of the South.
Great. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Mahmouds, number 4.
So, number 4.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I don't know if you've seen this one. I don't think you would be shocked. My number 4 is called Path of Civilization.
Oh no.
A story of humankind.
What's happening? So far, it's about humankind and history.
Well, it's
and
a Civ game, and
I was close before
yeah.
the choose it.
it's a civilization game. It
those
has,
like through the ages sort of
it
thing.
has the same vibe of Through the Ages, but it's more. It has a tech tree, which got me interested. So as any Civ game, you have your own nation, and you go through history with different leaders. It's kind of like through
Culture, war,
It's a different color.
politics.
everything.
different
Yeah,
tech.
like yeah, exactly. You can advance your cultivation or your culture or your war tactics and army and so on. But it's more. I feel it's more compact as a game because it's mainly a card game than Through the Ages. I don't know how long it takes to play, but I'm definitely interested in it because lately I have been interested in Civ games, engine building, tech tree. It's all the same category that falls out there.
It's engine building?
It not engine as much as
Does it
tech
have
tree.
an engine in it? Okay.
No, it doesn't have engine, this one. But it feels the same because you can define an engine either as something that generates a certain type of resource and go on, or
I'm just gonna scroll down the photos and see. But then
it also has a
it's
bit
a lot of icons on it. I already see. Okay. So, but then the way that you build the texture just by putting the cards together.
This is different. No, yeah. So the tech tree cards are the smaller ones. This is where you start to build one, and then you can choose either to go in level ones or you advance in one of the specific tree that you would like to advance in.
Okay. Here it says hand management, simultaneous action selection, even. Okay, cool. I'm interested in the tech tree, but the art.
This is definitely one of the heavier ones.
Heavier one.
Yeah, this is the heaviest one I have on my game on my list. It's from 1 to 5 players, takes from 1 to 2 hours, and it's by Fabian Girdel. That's the designer, and published by Captain Games.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, then my number 4. Now we take a little bit more realistic view to the future, not like
It's
Mahmoud.
all realistic.
I love that interest.
Yes.
It's very entertaining.
Not like the Gaia project, I take
Yeah.
the opposite side. It's called The Four Horsemen. By Win-Win Board Games. It's
Destruction.
it's up to 4 people and like 2 hours.
Can you show?
Yes, I can show you. And it is like what you can imagine. The 4 horsemen are coming. So
Then you're trying to destroy the world?
no. So it's a co-op game. So we are heroes, and
Imagine Julian looking for co-op.
Yeah.
yeah, but I would like to play the other game we want to play, but we don't have time here. What is the very famous one we
Go
go?
ahead.
But in this case, we play together,
I really love that concept.
and we are Greek Greek gods,
Okay.
or half gods like Hercules and stuff like that, and or Christian angels.
Do you have a picture of the game
Yes,
so that we
we
can
will come to
imagine?
that place.
Yeah.
So, and what are you doing? So, every player has like a board, and on this board you can see the hero itself. He has life points and something called corruption, and the corruption points allows him to use his abilities. He has up to 6 abilities. They can do damage. Then you have to spend also like resources or ability points, like wisdom or whatever, and your abilities can make you, of course, attack. What I forgot. So. Armageddon is coming, and everywhere the world spawns like demons out of different gates in the world.
Okay.
And you as the hero, you try to
Go to this place.
you have to go there and kill all the demons, because if the circle, the circles in the map, when they reach like
Is this a
the end-
scenario-based game?
Yes.
Okay.
When it reaches the end, then the horseman will step one.
So you're playing against the horseman.
Yes.
You are not the horseman. Okay.
Yes. So you have like a board, and on this board you can see the horsemen, and they have to go to the center,
Okay.
and you have to try to kill them.
But what is that represented with cards?
No, with
Like-
cubes. And
Okay.
yes,
So battling, I mean.
yes, at the big map you have like cubes, and the cubes represents the demons.
Okay.
And on the other map you have like the four horsemen, and they always working closer. So when you don't kill the demons fast enough, then you have disadvantages, and if the horsemen step further, then you also get the disadvantages.
Okay.
So the aim is kill them, and you do this with your heroes. And the heroes, of course, they have different abilities, and they can get weapons, and they're called relics. And you can equip the relics.
It's like Blood Rage on steroids.
Yeah,
And co-op version.
Yeah.
and you can put them at the bottom, and then depending where you place them, if I understand it right, they have different abilities, the
Okay.
weapons. So you can kill more, or you can get ability points back, or even support your other players, your other heroes.
Okay.
And yes, like you said, it is scenario based. So you have a scenario, and the scenario has events, and the events tell you which cards you have to play. You, for example, what will you have? You, for example, depending on how many players you have, and then you have like different rounds, and as farther you go, of course, more heavier it gets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Looks interesting.
yeah, it looks interesting, and I like the theme.
I also like the theme.
So realistic.
It wouldn't be realistic.
Yeah. No, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
It feels like again, it has this D&D vibe to it. Like you're a party of four. Each character has the stats. You can add. If it's also based with the scenario, but at the same time, the board, you have the world map. So I'm assuming that you have to rescue them until you close a portal or something.
Yes, you have to close the portals and finish the events.
Yeah,
fast
like
enough.
yeah,
Otherwise,
okay.
before the
And they
horsemen-
keep spawning until
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
But is this game already for sale, or is
No, it comes out next year.
no, this
Those
no,
are
yeah.
cool.
So there's a demo.
Huh?
Like they're gonna have a demo for it.
so it's probably
Yes.
coming to Kickstarter or crowdfunding? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Cool.
So my number 4, none of you probably heard. Also very hyped game, I assume. It's called Evenfall. I'm gonna show you guys the cover of it. It's basically what I understood. I checked the rulebook and I checked like 1 round playthrough of this game. I don't think the theme is not that strong, so it's not that important. Basically, you play as the clan and trying to, I assume. Okay, we're not going to talk about theme because theme is really, really weak in this game. It is a card-driven game, but it's a tableau building and engine building. And what you do is each card, like your typical tableau building, it has multi-use cards. You can decide where you want to put it on your tableau to activate what kind of action. So you can either get the resources from the card or get actions from the card, or have a active action of the card or passive action of the card, depending on where you put it. What is so unique about it? It is that
Art. It looks interesting.
art
It's
is
very
interesting. Yes, I wouldn't and I like the color yellow. So basically, here's where your tableau is. On this side, you can play the card on the outer ring, or you can play it on the inner ring. Outer ring, typically, if you choose to play there, they give you resources. They basically build your engine, and you can play cards on top of it. They give you chain reaction.
This is a tableau building game.
Yes, they give you chain reaction. But these cards you played on top, that doesn't give you victory point. If you want to get your victory point, you have to move it from the outer parts to the inner parts, which is at the bottom line. So it's always when you wanted to build your engine to get your resources to get your game going, or when you think it's a time, okay, I need to focus on getting the victory point and to win the game. So for me, it is a card-driven game. I do love card games, so
I would
really,
definitely
really
would like
interested.
to try
I
this
think you
game.
will like this one too.
Yeah.
it is definitely the first mechanism. It says it's chaining. That is like my jam.
Yeah,
I love chaining.
that is your
I
thing.
love
That's
chaining.
true.
And then it also has multi-use cards, like I said. Basically, it's here it says engine building with familiar managing your resources, execute your actions, and effectively trying to plan your card, which card to play first, and how to manage
Okay.
your chaining. So that is number 4. Art is amazing. Really.
The art is
really unique.
It feels unique. It feels
And it
interesting.
even has a central board where I think it's very
Has
like
a central
mild
board?
part. It has no. It has just like a small board. I don't think it
Okay,
has
they
a
didn't
photo
show it
of
here.
it. Where you can have basically it works its area majority because you need to send your witches there
Okay.
to acquire the cards, but at each round you're gonna see who has more witches there, and then you're gonna acquire something. But I think it's like a tag on thing. I think for me the most interesting is definitely in the chaining of the cards. So that is my number 4, and I'm definitely
Interesting. That's a good choice. Yeah.
yeah. All right, so
Okay, so number 3, top 3.
top 3 now.
Any guesses from you?
Imperial Miners.
No.
Is there any Stonemaier
Yes.
Wait,
You got it.
wait. This is only 2, so you're probably not interested in B. Please don't tell me it's the B.
No,
It's the Expedition.
it's not
Okay.
B. It's
It's
Expedition.
Expedition.
It's Expedition. So I'm
This is a fanboy.
a fanboy. I like Stonemaier
You're a
games. I
fanboy,
like
just a-
I like his because it hits the spot for me in terms of a good balance between game mechanism and theme and art. Like the whole experience, I like how his games look on the table and how the play feel. And this is gonna be no exception. Expeditions, it has the same theme of Scythe, the same world building.
Yeah.
And that's one of my top favorite art, if you remember from when we talked about the episode before. And yeah, I'm really looking for Expedition.
Maybe
This
you need
is
to show the picture so Julian can see.
yeah,
it.
exactly. So
I saw it.
you saw.
Yeah, but
So it as mechanisms for this one as with Stonemaier, every time he likes to incorporate a lot of mechanisms. It's not just one main mechanism and then that's how everything is revolved. But it feels I like in his games that you have these different routes that you can take. And then this one it's hand management, deck and back and pool building, which is something I haven't seen in his game before. Modular board, multi-use cards as well, variable setup and so on. It's a worker placement. And as the game looks really nice, I like this idea of the
cards in
playing
the
now.
middle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm like intrigued by. How is the card go into the middle, or how is it activate the hexagon?
maybe you should say that's in the same universe like
He said.
I said
Oh, sorry.
from side, yeah, same world building, same artist, and I really like this idea. I also like the little, I wouldn't say tricks, but something like that. The board you can tuck the cards in, and as a publisher, that he gave the small sponges that lifts the board over
yeah,
so that
okay,
you can
okay,
slide
yeah,
it.
I get it, yeah.
I like these little things.
Yeah,
It feels like they took care of
UI
the experience. Exactly. About the game itself, I don't know so much about how the game plays, but I think it's within the same realm of collecting resources, visiting new places, or discovering the hexes in the middle. And each hex does something different as part of the or I don't know how many strategies that you can go for. But
that's-
really looking forward.
and that's why
to
you can
this.
go there.
Yeah.
Although
yeah.
the thing is, I mean, I don't know. There are 2 versions of this game. One is, I mean, both of them has miniatures, of course, but the ironclad one, they have the metal cast miniatures, like full on metal. Is that what you want? Do you want the mini one, or you want
I like pretty looking games, but I there is a limit or like a certain line when it becomes okay, you're buying
A
it
bit
more
too
like a
much.
toy. Yeah, it's a bit too much. Then it overcovers the shine of the game itself. It's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
True.
No, I'm fine with the minis because it's about the game itself. Yeah.
Very smart.
So yeah, that's my number 3 expeditions. Really looking forward to get this one.
It's also a very hyped game.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. You probably need to
It
run.
is.
I like
It
the
is.
art, I like
I
the
know.
theme, but I didn't like the fighting part of Scythe.
Yeah.
Because the only game I think, at least the people they know before. So it's Kutnahora from CG.
Bless you. Sorry.
Kutnahora was in the 12th century, women in Czech,
Okay.
and then they wanted to build a city because they have mines, and then they build it. That's why the city's name is Kutnahora. The game's name is Kutnahora, the City of Silver, from CGE.
Okay.
So it takes about 2 hours.
See.
This
I don't know.
game-
I don't know the game, but I'm
this
trying
is
to
the
figure out
game
what
that
type
I
of game.
said- This is the game I said. It's very hyped.
You don't
and I'm
know.
surprised it's
The
on
Polish
your list.
company.
I know CGE.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just surprised that you like a game published by.
CGE.
Yeah, it's a city building game, a Euro game. Of course,
Okay.
that's why
You
Echo
show,
might like
you
it.
show Mahmoud how
Yes.
it looks like. Then I
And
understand.
so, actually, what it is about? This really,
Show me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
you told me
Let
the
me
name.
finish my history. So it really happened
Na, na,
and
na, na, na.
in the 12th century, and then they built silver in the mines, and it become one of the richest cities in Prague.
It's hard for me to imagine. Show me a picture and continue the story. But
Cover.
that's- okay, it doesn't matter. You can continue.
So because it becomes so rich,
Okay.
they have the cathedral there in the end, in the 13th century, and that's why this game ends when you finish to build a cathedral. So the aim
I
is
visit that cathedral. It's full of skulls.
today there's like skull.
Ah, you flip it when you.
No, you have to build the different parts of the cathedral, and when you
Yeah, but
build them,
the dark ones are not built yet, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because the
Yes,
left
you-
ones are
Yeah.
built. So
And if you flip it, I think you get bonuses.
is this a real picture of a cathedral? Like it's
No. So, but how does it work, or what is special on this game? It has they called it cardboard computer, which means it's this little thing. So, what is the game about? The city is full of different guilds, and I think every player has 3 guilds, and every guild has a monopoly on a resource. For example, the builders have wood, the others has meat or beer and stuff like that. So, and of course, as a city builder, you have to build the city.
Okay.
And you build the city by buying, what was it? It's not this. I don't remember.
Very,
You have to
very
get.
peculiar and interesting art approach, like graphic design and art.
So you have these different things, and these are the different buildings you can place. But they cost always. You see the cost. But
Yeah,
the
okay.
cost multiplies, I think, on the cost of the value of the resources at that moment.
Okay, so the
market.
market.
Yes,
Second,
but
okay.
but the point is, if you produce too much, then the price goes down.
I'm sorry, it's killing me. Do you understand how this gadget goes? Because I see, okay,
You have to
different-
swap it.
When you slide it, there are points. What are these points representing?
I think it represents somewhere
Workers, maybe?
no,
or action?
the city grows.
The city what?
it
Oh,
grows.
the level of the city.
Yes, so
But this is not a resource counter.
no, it is the cost of the resources if you build
Market
something.
price.
Yeah.
I got it.
So
got it.
what you actually try to do, you try, of course, when you produce a lot of resources, then you want to have a high price for them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have then people build. When people build, they have more population in the city.
Okay.
And the price goes down and everything.
Okay.
And also
It's an economy, yeah.
yeah, it's more like an economy. And you want to build.
You cannot tell by the city of silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have been, yeah, that's true.
Should have been the first clue.
So, yeah, you want to build.
Okay.
You want to build the cathedral, but of course you have to build the buildings. And because City of Silver and they have big mines, you also want to build mines, and that gives you money. And yeah, that's actually how it works. And you have
Can you
different.
show the pictures?
Yeah, you have different cards, and the cards you can turn them
The
around.
cards pretty.
Yeah, you can play these cards. And
It's peculiar. It's strange, to be honest. I mean, I feel like
It's a real photo. They just.
I think they are real.
so the cards give you the abilities. But for example, if you want to build a building, then you first have to get the building,
Okay.
the blueprint of the building. Then you have to reserve the plot on the board.
And sorry, I missed the connection of building buildings and contributing to building the cathedral.
here you get the different buildings. Yeah, you get the blueprints of the buildings. And after you get the blueprints, you have
Your own.
you have to reserve the plot on the
Is this a
city map.
shared or is
Yeah,
this
that's
player?
a shared map.
Okay.
And then you have to reserve the plot, and in the last turn you have to build the plot. But
Okay.
you build the building, and you do this by the different cards you have.
Income.
And that
There's
does
a
that give
lot of
you
income
like
on it.
income?
Yes,
or,
it gives you resources and
so you
income.
can
and
build a cathedral then.
yeah, you get the resources, and
Okay.
then you build the cathedral. And if you build the different parts of the cathedral 1st, you get like bonuses.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
cool. No,
Epic number 3.
All right. My number 3, just like I guess, there won't be any
yeah,
crossover.
No.
So this one is a dexterity game.
yeah. Okay,
They're out. Okay, I would have backed it, but also I was seeing like they're doing so good, I don't have to like support it. But this is probably the first game I'm going to go and grab it, like more than anyone else. It is called Nekojima. It is basically the theme is like there's an island in Japan. There's a multiple island in Japan.
can you show a picture?
Nico is
So there's an island in Japan that's full of cats, and then people like the citizens just trying to feed them, keep them alive, and the cats live there. It's like living their best life, and then yeah, everybody really respect them. So basically, this game, like I said, is a dexterity game. If you see this board, you will like curious. Okay, what is going on?
Yeah.
Basically, it's very simple. So in the center, you have this round disc, the board. You start with nothing on it. So at your turn, what you do is roll the dice, and the dice tell you which two colors you have to build on. So there's blue, green, red, and purple.
Okay.
I don't see, maybe it's purple. They tell you what you have to build. And the things that you build is actually there's 2 wooden rods. In between, there's a rope in between to imitate how the telephone pole looks like on the island. So what you do is you need to follow which color region you have to build in the center of the board, but also you need to draw 1 cube from the bag. There's different color of cubes. If you draw either blue or red or another color, you have to pick the one that has 2 rods and with a blue rope or red rope in between. And all these kind of small things that has different length of the rope and has different length of the teleport. What you do, you just need to put it on there and make sure it doesn't fall. And if you draw the black cube, there's a black cube in there, then you give this black cube to your next player, and then what they have to do at their turn, they have to put a black cat on it, and the cat has to use their tail to hanging on the telephone pole. So that's why you see that there's cats hanging on it.
yeah, I cannot wait not to play it.
You're number 3. Interesting.
Very high, because I only have one dexterity game in my collection, which is Junkyard. I love that game, and I can't wait to get another dexterity game that I love the theme. And then this one just looks like it's so easy to explain the rules, and the toy factor it's very, very huge. Like when they put it on the table, everybody can play. It's like a fun family game, and it has very thematically, it's kind of accurate, and I do love Japan and cats. What can I say?
It has the same vibe of junk art, like the
this
same
kind of thing.
the same group would really enjoy the same. Oh, cool.
This is my number 3.
Nice party game.
Nice game.
Yes.
I think I know what I have to do.
You will have to stream it. All right.
So number 2.
Number 2 now.
Number 2, getting close. So my like I said at the beginning, is that my cup of tea is anything that has to do with engine building or tableau building or tech tree and so on, because I like the idea that you start with nothing and end up having something of your own. And one of those things that actually falls under this category is city building and the tile laying. When it's meant for city. I was waiting for that side. My number 2 is a tile laying city building game called World's Wonders.
Oh no!
So you have something in common.
No, I don't have this game.
So, but you know it.
I know.
Is it another Bären
It's a
Park?
very hyped game. Good luck getting it.
It's not like it feels like, you know, in Tapestry, your own capital, when you start building stuff on it, it gave to me this vibe because it has like the wooden pieces on it, along with any other city building tile laying game. But I like in Tapestry actually this part when you build your capital, and I felt like this game has everything I like. You start with an empty board, you end up with your own city. Depending on how you manage or what type of building, you put your defining strategy in the points that you get, and at the same time, when you finish, I feel proud whether you won or lost or something. At least you feel like you did something that you wanted to do, and every time you can try it a bit different. So yeah, I hope I try to get this if it's very high.
What I concerned about this, I know about this. I mean, Dice Tower give a really high review. A lot of people loved it and they wanted to get this actually. What I fear is, first of all, I'm not a fan of tiling, especially the Tetris shaped. If it's just all the same shape, just about manipulating the position of it, I'm fine. But if the shape it has like nooks and crannies, my brain cannot cope. But the second fear of me for this game is it might be too light for me.
Well, yeah, I get it.
Everything makes sense. Everything makes sense.
Is it more like a single player? I mean, I know you don't play it alone, but
multiplayer solitaire feel, it might be depending on how you pick up the stuff, because if it's something like Azul, then no, there's
but if
interaction.
it's like a natural wonder, I guess everybody is like staring at it. I want that natural wonder. There must be some interaction.
Well, this is definitely not a heavy game.
No.
But then again, your number 3 was a yeah. No, but I mean, there is the mood always sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
But I felt like for me, as soon as I saw the picture at the beginning, like when they had like the thing, yeah, it reminded me of the capital, and I was really interested. So I want to check this one out.
Okay.
And I hope they do more like future expansions with more, buildings and so on.
Expansions for the natural ones.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 2, World Wonders.
Right.
great. Okay, my number 2 is it's from AEG, up to 4 players, only like 40. Yes.
That's a family company. What do you have?
It actually came out last year. I don't know 100% the English name. It's called The Guild of the Exploring, I don't know, something merchants.
The Guild of Merchants.
Yeah, of wandering or exploring merchants.
So you have the German name there.
Yeah, in German, die Gilde der fahrenden Händler. And it's like, actually, it is a world and you are the queen of Tigome, wants you to explore.
This game is already out.
It came out last year. And you have a world and you have to in total you have 4 different maps. And then at the beginning you draw one and everybody gets the same map.
Okay.
So it's a little bit solitary.
Okay.
But how does it work? So in the beginning, what?
Who are you?
Who are you? We don't know you.
No.
What?
Actually, I think of all of maybe I like others more, but this is actually
I like the board. I like the art.
Actually, the one that I might really buy because it sounds
Not even
very
your
fun.
number one.
Okay, and now I'm
Yes,
interested.
okay.
Please continue.
Yeah. So at the beginning you have starter cards, and the starter cards is like different things. You if you finish them first, you get a bonus.
Okay.
And in this case, you get coins. And after that, you have exploring cards. These are different exploring cards. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you're different adventurers or you're different nations exploring the
You
world?
play on the same map, but you're on your own map.
No, the same map is copied 4 times,
Yes.
right? And do you play as a character or as an army or as a nation or as
As an explorer.
an explorer?
You have,
Okay.
I will explain that. It's just broken
Okay.
down.
Okay.
So you also have this exploring cards and era cards.
Okay.
So you take all exploring cards and your arrow cards, mix them and put them first aside. And afterwards, then you're going to your map, and then that's what couldn't be a little bit annoying. So everybody takes their cards and plays the card. And then, for say, it is like 2. What do we have here? For example, 2 grass. Then you have to look at the map. And then you have to place on 2 grass.
Okay, got it.
Is it like flip and play? Like,
Everybody has their own.
This is interesting, actually.
very solitaire, no?
Yeah, it is solitary.
Everybody
but
has their own
mechanism
deck
is
also.
interesting,
So,
okay.
but how does it? And you can see.
Everyone has their own deck.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because you will hear why. So if it's grass, you have to place in that case 2 of the cubes, which are your explorers, and then you place them on the map. Wait, how did it work with the cities? Exactly. So, and if you finish for example, one complete part of all the greens, separate region of green fields, biome, then you can take one of your explorers away and put a settlement. Because at the beginning,
I feel like fjords.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But at the beginning, you always start from your main capital on the map.
Yeah. Okay.
So what you want to do, you want to build connections, and you have also cities on the map. So if you want to build a connection between the different cities,
Is there a resource in this game?
No.
Like
You always just get coins. On the map, there are also like parts you can see that with a coin. If you put one of your explorer in this field, you get a coin.
Okay.
And if you build a connection between two cities, then let's say on the one city is 3 coins, on the other city is 3 coins, then you multiply them, then you get 9 coins.
Okay.
And that's how you get. So, but where is it not so solitary? If you have your error card, then you play the error card, and then you draw 1 card from the pile, from the exploring cards pile, and you put them on the side. Everybody has then a different error card.
Okay.
One different
What does
card.
the error card do?
No, this error card just gives you another explore card.
Okay.
One of this different
The
tiles.
things that you
And
need
that
to
is
achieve.
different than everybody has a different one. And understand?
I'm not sure if I get the I understand. I'm not sure if I get the whole thing correctly, but it feels like this is a roll and write, that they took the roll and write.
They took the roller out.
Annoying
I don't like it.
Oh, that's why I like it.
Because it turns to a roll and write game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it sounds actually, and so you have to build different cities. If you cover one connection between a city, you close it, and you can find treasures. And
Who are you?
wait, and when all of your when all the exploring cards are gone, then you take all the explorers back, and only the settlements will stay.
yeah.
And then on the next turn, you get the error card number 2 in your deck. And then the same goes again. If error card 1 is played, this card is played. And if the error card 2 is played, you get another card, which is asymmetric from the other thing. And then you have to build connections between cities and explore the regions, and you press the most.
I think it's not
coins,
roll and
but-
write. It's all like another way of flip and build.
Yeah.
Like you flip a card and you build this place. I kind of feels like that. That's why when you told me this game, I was like, isn't it a roll and write game? And
It's
he said,
not.
no, this is not roll and write. But somehow I had the feeling that
It feels.
You know, there is a game I really would like to play with you, Tobago.
we played it.
I know, but I bet he doesn't remember. That was a very, very, very long time ago. But it has to do that also explorers trying to look for treasure. But this
It's
one,
deduction.
yeah, it is deduction, but it's done in a very unique way that you are putting the clues. You're the one who's narrowing down the location of it. I think you might like it actually right now with the choices.
With all the
because-
changes that
yeah,
you
with
did
what's
to
happening
it.
right now.
Okay, but believe me, we can come back with number 1.
Number 1. So your number 1 is like a heavy
Yeah.
game.
Actually, I think if you hear it and hear how you play it, you will like it.
My number 1 takes about 7 hours with 4 players, and yeah. Here's the history.
Now we have Echo.
All right, my number 2. I have to say this is the most unique game that I have ever seen. It's called Redwood. So basically, I have the page open. Let me just show you, okay, how it looks. So this is the board. Basically, you play as a photographer. You go to Redwood is actually a national park. So what you want to do is you go to the national park. You're a photographer. You want to try the best position to take photos to finish your panorama.
Interesting.
Very interesting, but the way they do it, it's even more interesting. So on your turn, you see all this. Wait, you changed the photo. You see this photo here. You see, damn it! No, this third photo. Wait, can I just? So I'll just show you.
Okay.
At your turn, these curved ones, you need to choose one. It is the movement template. The other one, it is the camera angle template. So,
This game
at
kind
your turn,
of my radar.
at your turn, this was on Essen last year. I was like paying attention to it. But basically, at your turn, you must choose one of the movement template and must choose one of the camera angle template. And then what you do is that you have this miniatures, of course, retail version. I'm not sure if there's miniatures, but you put one of those movement template, you snap it underneath your photographer, and then you can rotate however you want. And then the end, where this ending ends, is your photographer going to move next. So you pick your next location. That's first your movement template, and then you already chose one of your camera angle, and then you lay down this template on wherever you want to take a photo, and you put this down. And then when you set up the board, you see all these tokens that is on the map. These are the like animals and trees that you wanted to take photos. So the rules of this is that once you put down your camera angles, the angle cannot be disturbing the animal. So say that if you have an animal that is in the middle, but your camera angle is cutting it half and half, you cannot do that. You cannot place it there. So it has to be, once you put down this lenses angle template, all the things is inside. And then you took the photo and you take the cards that is representing the photo, and then you took the tokens separate, and you can put it wherever on this photo and try to complete the panorama. And the photo built together like a long panorama. And then the tokens or animals on the photo is a set collection. So the more different animals you took and different trees you took, it gives you a variety of victory.
I think
it's a very unique game.
It's definitely hands down very unique game.
Yeah.
I really like how the story that you just said with how the game looks.
Yeah.
And it has the feeling that I would love this game, but it's not going to be a heavy one. It's not.
Yeah. But one thing is, there are times that tile laying game, for example, they tell you can take the tile and just see how it fits. But in this game, no, you have to take the movement template and the camera. Just if you touch it, it's yours. You have to make it work.
Okay.
So it might be a little bit light the way that I explained it, but I think in your brain you're trying to calculate the distance, the curve angle, and the camera angle. It might be something
it's
even
definitely
more
unconventional and unique. And it might end up being a bit definitely fun, but a bit fiddly after some time.
I think so too. Like depending on, that's why I wonder if the retail version has the miniature, so you snap the template on it.
I think it has to.
Otherwise, I don't know if the rules of Treasure Island, sometimes you draw a circle and you don't know where it actually falls. It might get a little bit annoying, but
the art looks fantastic, looks beautiful. And by the way, it gave me an instant vibe of Tang Garden. How pretty it looks and how pretty it's going to look on the board. And and this idea that you take it matters where and how your miniature is looking, like in Tang Garden as well, because you have this view.
The line of sight, basically.
Yeah, the line of sight.
One of the mechanisms says line of sight, and in Tang Garden, everything you see is straight.
Yeah, all
this
the
one
time.
you move.
That's
so it's a bit more trickier than the straight view. That's why I feel like this is very unique. The topic is also very unique, and I cannot wait to get it. I hope they're selling the retail version on Essen.
Yeah. Was this a Kickstarter?
Yes. All right, that's my number 2.
Okay, finally, we come to number 1.
Okay.
Number 1. My number
Give us
1.
a couple of hints, maybe I can guess it.
Okay, this game also falls under the category of the
City building.
mentioned, not just city, engine building, tableau building, tech tree, and stuff like that. It is from a very well-known designer, very well-known publisher.
Tell me the designer.
If I tell you the designer, you're gonna know the name already.
Publisher.
And it's actually
the B game.
close. It's actually this is
What is the B game?
Others
like a continuation of the same line of games, which one of them what got me started into this whole business.
I have contribution to this. Put it on his list.
So this game,
Imperial Miners.
exactly, Imperial Miners.
Okay.
Imperial Miners is a tableau building. It's like Imperial Settlers. You're all familiar with it because I forced you to play it so many times.
It's a great game.
Actually, that is not a force.
You actually, yeah, that's true. This is one of the few games that you actually enjoy to play with me.
No, not with you, but
Try to play without Mahmoud.
So, Imperial Miners is a tableau game, again, in the same line of Imperial Settlers, 51st States, Empires of the North. And it's from Portal Games by Ignacy Cevicek.
I'll try to pronounce this.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It's a pure tableau building game. You have resources, and this time and the theme is you're in a mine, you're miners, and you keep digging down. So the way that you build your tableau is different. All of his games, they have the same familiarity, I would say. So if you play one, you're gonna be familiar. Yeah. And Imperial Settlers, I have every single expansion that came out for this game from start to finish, and it really got me deep into it, and it made me fall in love with the idea of mechanisms and how entertaining it can be to play board game. So this is definitely a buy. This is definitely I have Empire States, the second one. I don't have 51st States, but I played it. But definitely this has to be number one. It had to be number one for me.
I'm gonna add something just to the mechanism of this one, because I mean, like miners, you dig deeper, and the way that works, that how the tableau works is that every time at the end of your turn you go back up. So all the cards you lay down the way that you went down, you can choose the route to go up to how to activate your engine or tableau,
which is very unique. I would say, like the way that it's done.
I want to say like wingspan style, but I guess this is more like a heavier.
Yeah, okay.
Or it's kind of like you pass by the cards and activate them, but this one is you go up the cards by activating.
But I mean, this is the first one that the card placement in your tableau makes a difference, rather than the other ones.
I think it's more building, like more satisfactory than acquiring the cards. So yeah, this was also on my list, but then they're being replaced by the dexterity game.
Oh.
I know this one will be on your list.
It's a cool one, yeah. I know that you know that it will be on mine already, but it makes sense. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
you're number one.
Yeah, history lesson.
Music. Cue the music.
So it is the end of the 19th century.
Sorry.
It's the end of the 16th century, the end of the Huguenot War, which is the war between France and Spain, and after that, Spain was with the USA.
You don't have a single game in the current era.
I had the one before. So it's the end of the war, and it's called Pax Hispanica, which means the Spanish peace.
Can you show us the cover?
Yeah, this is the cover. It is the Spanish peace.
I don't know why I ask you to do that every time. Yeah.
Why?
The Spanish peace, actually, because after that there came like a 20-year period of peace in Europe. And the people and the canton.
Sorry, when was that? Which year? Around
1598 till what is 1610. So there's no so much problems, no wars in Europe anymore, and that's why this game plays in the Caribbean. So actually, like I said, it's a asymmetry game, asymmetric game, which you play actually a character, the real character, but you play a character from French, Netherlands, or Spain. It's
asymmetric.
Asymmetric because, of course, the French were much stronger, so you have better.
Do you play as one character or as an army?
You play as one character.
Okay.
And you want to actually what you do in this game, you develop the story of your character, which means at the beginning you're like a teenager, and when you grow older, you have you actually can decide in which direction you want to go. You can become a pirate or a missionary or a royalist or a trader. So, and depending on which direction you go, you get different cards, and every card has like I think 4 actions.
It's a card game.
Also, and you have different cards, and depending on how develop
your party. I just so far.
Depending on how developed your characters, you see here the different sways, and this is like how many cards can I play, how many actions per card I can play per my turn.
Okay,
and that depends on because we're in the colonies, how many colonies you have, or how good you are developed, how strong you are. I mean, it is like really you build the story of your character.
This is interesting.
You get married, you establish different colonies.
Is it a campaign?
No. I think it has scenarios also.
No.
Yes. No. I don't. It doesn't have. I don't know it for 100%. But so yeah,
Like
you have to
building. You build your character like given an attribute.
Look here, because I mean, this is very interesting. It feels like happiness, the
Pursuit of happiness.
pursuit of happiness kind of thing that you're choosing which direction
which
you want to
direction you
develop
go.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Please go on.
It really sounds interesting.
So, what's the purpose though? Like you're developing their story, your character story. What's the purpose?
Somehow I didn't really understand it completely 100%. But the cards also have winning conditions, and it is when you finish the winning condition, the game ends immediately. The art looks beautiful of this game.
I was a card.
This is all flavor.
The others.
Is the text on these cards flavor? Wait,
Not
think
just.
so. Yeah,
Look at the top.
bottom one
You
definitely.
may win.
The top is not.
For example, let's see one
And
card.
of course, you also can build up your fleet. Yeah, you can be more colonist or more fleet. And of course, if you want to get richer, then you transport the resources from the Caribbean to the old city. Yeah, and that can gives you more.
So you do have your territory, like your home base, I'm guessing.
Yes, you can see the different places on the map, and the different places on the map are like colonies that can be established, or you can control the different regions. And at the bottom here, this slider is a slider for
I
resources.
have to say the board looks nice.
It looks really nice.
The board looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually it is like maybe a little bit RPG because you develop yourself and you can play more.
You were
abilities.
right. I would be interested to try this game.
I mean, the mechanism sounds really interesting, and I think it takes about less than 3 hours, 2.5 hours, with up to 5 people. It's from Eon Board Games, and it comes out next year. And
Not for sale yet.
no, but I think you can pre-order it. Yeah, and you can build ships. The ships can travel.
I like when games start to explore more interesting territory. It's for example, as a game from first look, you would think that you're a royal family member back in the time that you have your own conquer and area control, but no, you're developing the life story of your character. That's interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
That's interesting. How they do it without turning it either into a story-based, like a campaign-style game.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, but I'm not 100%.
The closest
sure.
thing is like Pursuit, but this one feels is taking it a bit more seriously. Like
you don't
how
play the
this
story. You don't play a scenario of one person. You can develop your person. You can say this time if you want to play more like a pirate.
Yeah,
more
that's
like
what
a
I mean.
merchant.
Is that how his character influence the actions that you can take in the game or the strategy that you take in the game, right? It's not just about one life and then you do it and you get the best out of it. But that's pretty.
It sounds
cool.
really
It's
interesting. Of course, the map for Echo, it's like
No, the
beige.
map, it looks fine.
Yeah, but
Look-
beige.
Only 2 boards I have seen in all board games that were sepia like monotone that I like. This one and Sport, the Polish one. But it looks really nice also, and the colors. It's
And at the bottom, it has this trading aspect, and in the bottom part, I cut it off. You have to bring it.
I have to admit the cards look a bit boring. Like from
This one
this
looks a
one,
bit
yeah,
boring,
the ones with the artwork they look
but
really
this
nice.
one looks cool.
Or maybe
Looks
this is
good.
just a prototype, or maybe there's still you see here there would be artwork, I guess. It's the same layout of the cards.
Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah.
So
No.
Yeah. So that's Pax Hispanica.
I am
my
very
number one.
surprised today. I am really genuinely astonished by
I mean,
it.
she always says I hate co-op games.
this is the co-op?
No, but I like.
Yeah, but he has one call.
Yeah, you have
But I actually mostly like RPGs.
You do? No, because you like the D. You come from D&D background, like
not
pen and
D&D,
paper.
but
Pen and paper.
Pen and paper. I mean, so you like this character development.
Yeah.
You like the things. Yeah. No. Cool game.
Okay, Echo's number 1.
Good choice.
All right. My number one.
Number 1.
It's about witches. It's I'm going to buy it, and it's
Just
by-
to let you know.
yeah, just to let you know. It's by the company Mind Clash. You know the company making Anachrony or Trincarion. You know that they have heavy users, and this is not exception. So it's called Septima. And I don't know if you have heard of it, but it's about witches, but it's a Euro game. Don't get it wrong. I'm not going to go away from it. Basically, you play as witches, and in the old times, you are trying to avoid getting caught by the witch hunters. It is a Euro game, just to remind you. It's not social deduction. Basically, at your turn, it's a simultaneous action selection. So everybody has this deck of cards, and then it has the same action on it, but you need to choose which action you want to do, and you reveal at the same time. But if another character do the same action together, do the same action, and you can do it together, you can choose. Of course, you don't have to, but if you do it together, the action is more powerful, but it is more suspicious. Mind you that there's a witch hunter trying to hunt you down. So you wanted to do the action together, but you wanted to be as less suspicious as possible. So it's possible your opponent doesn't want to join this action. They can do it separate. And then to make your action less suspicious, you can say, I'm going to do this action, but I'm going to change myself into an animal. So you have a witch form and also animal form. There are certain actions you can only do if you're an animal form. And these tiles on the board, basically you're collecting potions, you're collecting herbs, trying to make potions, trying to heal people like normal resource gathering. But
there's only one player that's the witch?
No, it's not human player. It's just the automatic player. They're moving by a certain amount of steps. If they see you by line of sight, no. It's not so. It's competitive. We all play as witches.
Okay.
But at the witch hunter's turn, they move by a certain pattern. If they see you, you're being dragged to a witch trial.
The witch hunter is part of the game itself.
It's AI.
Okay, it's AI. Okay.
Yeah. So if they see you, they will drag you to the witch trial. And this is also another part that I didn't understand how this part would work, but there is a jury selection that during your turn, if you healed people, and then these citizens gonna be on your side. So they know that you're a good witch or good witch. So I wanted to show you a photo of course, there's generally like Eurogame, there's tracks you go up to, resources you can generate. Typical Eurogames. Where's the witch trial? Basically here's the witch trial. So there's different meeples that representing the neutral people that has their neutral feelings towards witches, or the people that you healed, which is going to be helping you on the trial. So if you get caught by the witch hunter, depending on how many people you actually helped and healed, you can manipulate the end result by your trial. Of course, you don't want to get killed or get, I don't know what is the consequence. You can actually fail the trial. I would guess
if it's witches, then
they probably bad things gonna happen to them. But yeah, basically this is how the board kind of looks like. You have the central board, you move around to gather resources, and then the witch hunter hunts you no matter what you do, and then you're trying to make potions, trying to heal the villagers, and then trying to win the trial.
So you're a good witch who's afraid to get caught.
Yeah, so if I say, okay, I'm doing this action of healing people, and you by your own choice also chose healing, do you want to do it together? You can say no, but then that means if we do it together, there's gonna have a bonus.
Can I name witch?
When you say like if you don't want to be suspicious, how would that make you suspicious? Like,
because
how would the
no
game
matter
know?
what you do, your suspicions by doing action is always 1, assuming 1. If you do it together with someone else, you're going to be suspicious 3.
Okay.
So that means the witch hunter is going to move 3 steps towards you. So it's easier for you to get caught. Okay. But then you just have a bonus when you do it with someone else. Okay. So it has the feeling of, it is a competitive game, but it has like this tiny itty bitty co-op in it. You don't have to do it. It kind of reminds me of Infectious, that you are fighting against each other. But it has like, you could like work together with me to trigger something, or you could say, I'm not going to trigger, nobody gonna trigger, and then it's everybody's safe.
I felt exactly the same.
Yeah, right? It has like this itty bitty tiny semi co-op in it, but it's not in the sense that someone all of a sudden flip into like trying to, it's by your choice. I like that.
Because if you want to harm someone, you're going to harm yourself as well, because you put yourself as
exactly. So it's very positive kind of thing. So yeah, that is I love the theme, love the illustration. That's so without.
Well, the game looks gorgeous. It looks
And then
beautiful.
the components, Mind Clash is always, it has this reputation out there, so I don't have to comment on that. It's a really, really good company. And that is my number one.
Great.
Witches.
Good choice.
Yeah.
As well.
All right.
Then we did it. We finished it.
I think that's what I am genuinely astonished.
By your list.
But yours were good.
Echo, I actually it fits.
fits me, right?
Yeah, your choices fits.
You
quite
see
well.
our diversity of.
Yeah.
Like I predicted, there's no crossover. Like
Yeah.
all three of us taste so different to the point, like really.
The only one that I thought that maybe you would have chose was Miners.
Miners. Yeah, that's I have a reason. Okay, so I wanted to put that as my number one of the numbers, and then I went to Dice to watch their review. The review is good. Everybody loved it. The thing is, for me, it might be a bit light. That's what I think.
Not heavy
I
enough.
do. Yeah, I think I will enjoy the game, and I know Mahmoud gonna put it on his list. So I'm like, okay, it's on my short list. I would enjoy playing it, and I would enjoy owning it for sure. But I worry that because it's not complex enough for me to simulate me enough.
Cats in Japan is cooler.
Yes, I see that as a party game. Okay. So that is.
Yeah.
Good. Then I think hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you saw something. We will put maybe some links, and I will write to every place, like Mahmoud said, where you can find the different games.
Yeah, different halls where you can find.
But I think you will saw that. We don't have to say it again.
Guys, let us know what you think about our choices, and what's your
choice?
What's your most anticipated? If we maybe missed something actually that we would like to see there, and hopefully see you.
Next ready because
5.
Yeah,
L115.
5L115.
it's in the description down below.
Okay. Yeah. Then
Thank you, guys.
That's it for today.
Yeah. See you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Ciao.
Bye bye.
That was not
Wait.
half an hour.